It's described as a form of modern-day slavery, and according to Deliver Fund, a nonprofit that combats human trafficking, there are an estimated 100 to 150,000 victims nationwide.
The states with the highest number of cases of reported human trafficking are California, Texas, and Florida.
And when it comes to human trafficking here in West Virginia, advocates and law enforcement will tell you it is happening in this state more often than you might think.
That's right. Anna Saunders explores this issue for us tonight as she explains the state's vulnerabilities can make people here even more susceptible.
If you think human trafficking is just a faraway big city issue, Leah Hensley's story will tell you otherwise.
So I got taken from Beckley, West Virginia, all the way to some random town in Pennsylvania.
She works in peer recovery now, helping with the Monroe County Quick Response Team. But back when she was actively using drugs in her early 20s, she was also a prostitute. In 2018, she was at Sheetz on Harbor Road in Beckley when a man she went with often approached.
I knew the car, I knew the guy. I said, I'll be right back. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in the back of his van, and I have no idea where I am. All I know is I feel so sick. And then I went out again, woke up, and I was going down some stairs into a basement. And then I ended up going out again. And then I came to and realized I was in a horrible situation.
She came to in a basement in a different state, drugged, and with another unclothed woman in the room.
She did tell me, don't worry, he keeps us high and he doesn't hit us that often. So that's when I kind of figured out this is what that is.
While she could hear the man upstairs, Hensley found a basement window. She said the other woman was too afraid to escape with her.
All I could think was just get out, and I finally made it out of the window. The window was very tiny, but I was a lot skinnier back then too. And I finally got signal, and I shared my location with my friend and asked where I was, and it showed I was in Pennsylvania.
She escaped and made it back to Beckley when a friend came to pick her up from Morgantown, but she never told police because she had a warrant out for her own arrest stemming from her drug use. Samantha Dial, a human trafficking intelligence analyst for the West Virginia Fusion Center, says this is common and why people in similar situations as Hensley would be preyed upon for trafficking.
We have brochures that list all the different vulnerabilities, or some of the different vulnerabilities that traffickers may prey on. So that would include economic hardship, financial instability, a poor home life or environment, and things like that.
Dial works alongside Paula Yant, the human trafficking program coordinator at the Fusion Center. They can be called upon by law enforcement to help in human trafficking investigations. They've also created the You Can initiative to encourage reporting and awareness. In the most recent data from the National Human Trafficking Hotline, West Virginia had 73 calls into the hotline in 2023 and 29 identified cases.
So that doesn't include tips that we've received, that doesn't include tips that other organizations and law enforcement agencies have received. So really it's an underreported issue.
And it can take multiple forms.
So there's labor trafficking and sex trafficking. We've had both cases in our state.
The jury find the defendant, Jeannie K. Whitefeather, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of human trafficking.
And Kanawha County just recently successfully prosecuted a labor trafficking case for the first time in state history. Jeannie Whitefeather and Donald Lance were both convicted in a historic human trafficking trial, a case where they used their adopted black children for forced labor, all while abusing them and keeping them in poor living conditions, including keeping two teens locked in a shed. In this case, it was their neighbors in Sissonville who sounded the alarm about their work in the yard and their living conditions. Yount says this is the whole point of the You Can initiative, getting materials and awareness out to empower people to spot it in their own communities.
One of the most important things is free will. Does somebody have free will? Are they able to leave, come and go as they wish? Do they appear to be fearful? Does somebody seem to control them? Are they able to speak for themselves? So I think some of those things are going to stand out more than maybe some of the other indicators, and there's indicators for labor trafficking, indicators for sex trafficking.
Hensley, about to celebrate 4 years of sobriety, says even her brief experience is something she lives with every day.
You don't think it happens around here until it happens to you, and then you realize there's a whole other bigger world out there.
Now, as she helps other men and women find recovery, she uses her story to spread awareness and show others what they can overcome.
I think it opens their eyes a little bit. I know a lot of them cry because they've been through a lot of it, and I think it opens their eyes that it does get better if you really want it.
In Charleston, Anna Saunders, Eyewitness News.